The Boston Celtics continue to showcase a fascinating mix of talent and potential, and watching players like Amari Williams develop has been an intriguing storyline this season. Williams has had moments that show a real understanding of the game, especially in how he moves off the ball and sets screens to create opportunities for teammates. There was a play recently where he set a brilliant screen for Jaylen Brown, allowing for a seamless cut down the lane, and even though it didn't end in points, the timing and execution were textbook. Beyond that, his passing vision is starting to shine through, with a notable left-hand post pass that reached a wide-open teammate across the court, a play that demonstrates both awareness and technical skill. It's those subtle contributions that often fly under the radar, but make a real difference in the flow of the game. That said, there are still learning moments for him, particularly when it comes to defensive positioning after attempting blocks. Some of his block attempts saw him momentarily out of place, leaving space for offensive rebounds, a critical lesson for someone at his stage of NBA development. Against teams like the Pistons, controlling the glass is essential, and recognizing when to box out after a block is just as important as going up for the contest itself. It's not about whether he has the physical tools. He does, but about understanding the nuances of positioning and timing. These are exactly the kind of lessons that coaching staff can break down in film sessions, pointing out which block attempts are high percentage and which situations call for restraint. Learning when to step in as a help defender versus when to focus on securing the rebound is part of the natural growth curve for a young player in the league. Williams' awareness also extends to off-ball decision-making. In one sequence late in a game, Jaylen Brown found himself stuck, and there was a moment where Williams could have moved across the lane as an outlet, illustrating that there's an ongoing process of reading situations and making split-second choices. These are precisely the instances where reps at the NBA level are invaluable, giving players the chance to develop instincts alongside high-level competition. With Kata out temporarily, Williams is getting more opportunities. But even when Kata returns, his development could warrant meaningful minutes off the bench or situational roles that continue to expose him to real game scenarios. This kind of rotational thinking allows the Celtics to cultivate talent without disrupting the core lineup. On a broader strategic level, the Celtics are experimenting with personnel mixes that could become a defining feature of their approach. Utilizing players like Luka Garza and incorporating small ball lineups brings a new dynamic to matchups, giving the team flexibility to shift gears mid-game. Amari Williams, for instance, can serve as a rim protector, a shot-blocking presence that immediately alters opponents' offensive reads. Integrating these smaller lineups alongside traditional bigs creates a chess match on the court, forcing opponents to constantly adjust and keeping them off balance. It's comparable to a pitcher changing speeds, mixing fastballs with off-speed pitches to disrupt timing, an approach that can be highly effective in basketball when executed thoughtfully. These experiments also highlight the importance of reading matchups and responding in real time, a skill that can differentiate a playoff-ready team from a merely talented one. The team's approach to player development is equally noteworthy. Hugo Gonzalez, for example, has shown tremendous defensive acumen in limited minutes, demonstrating that even younger players can contribute meaningfully while learning the ropes. Watching him compete with focus and intensity provides a glimpse of what he might become with continued exposure to NBA-level challenges. It is clear that the Celtics are invested in blending the growth of young talent with maintaining competitive performance, and the balance is delicate but promising. Assigning players to the G League or sending them for targeted reps allows the team to refine skills, address weaknesses, and prepare for more consistent contributions without overexposing them. This system of oscillating between the main roster and developmental assignments has proven successful in other cases, creating a pathway for talent to emerge organically and responsibly. Offensive chemistry is another area of interest, especially as the Celtics anticipate the eventual return of Jason Tatum. His integration into lineups mid-season raises questions about timing, rotations, and minutes distribution, but the focus remains on long-term development rather than immediate impact. The goal is to ensure Tatum returns fully prepared, both physically and mentally, to contribute without risk of injury or rust. The team's philosophy seems to prioritize measured reintegration, allowing him to ease back into live-game scenarios and gradually build confidence, while playing alongside Jaylen Brown and other core players. Even if he initially takes on a limited role, the benefit extends beyond the immediate games. It informs roster decisions, clarifies player relationships on court, and sets up a stronger foundation for the following season. The strategy extends beyond individual talent to collective execution, particularly in high-pressure moments like late-game fouls or defensive rotations. Understanding the subtleties of fouling on a downward dribble versus leaving a shooter open while facing the rim exemplifies the attention to detail that the Celtics emphasize. These teaching moments reinforce discipline and awareness, ensuring players make smart choices in critical situations. Every possession, every positioning decision, and every rotation carries weight, especially when games are decided by a handful of points. The Celtics coaching staff appears committed to instilling this mindset, providing players with both the theoretical knowledge and practical repetitions necessary to execute consistently under pressure. Watching these evolving dynamics unfold is exciting, not just for Celtics fans, but for anyone invested in the development of young talent in the NBA. The combination of growth opportunities, strategic experimentation, and careful management of returning stars creates a narrative where both individual players and the team as a whole can maximize their potential. By giving younger players like Williams and Gonzalez real exposure alongside veterans and seasoned contributors, the Celtics are cultivating a versatile, adaptable roster capable of responding to a variety of situations. It is this blend of foresight, tactical flexibility, and emphasis on skill development that positions the Celtics as a team to watch as the season progresses, setting the stage for meaningful contributions in both the present and the near future. As the Celtics continue to navigate this season, the spotlight naturally shifts to Jason Tatum's anticipated return and how it will impact the team's rhythm and rotation. While speculation about his comeback has been a constant talking point, the real focus is on integrating him in a way that maximizes his long-term effectiveness. Tatum's recovery appears to be progressing well, with glimpses of him participating in practice and working through drills that signal readiness to resume full competition. The priority is not rushing him back for short-term gains, but rather ensuring he steps onto the court fully prepared, both physically and mentally, to contribute effectively. Even if his minutes are initially limited to 20 or 25 per game, those minutes are invaluable for him to regain timing, rhythm, and comfort with the pace of live NBA action. This cautious but purposeful approach allows the Celtics to preserve his health while setting up a scenario where his reintegration is smooth and productive. During Tatum's absence, other players have had the opportunity to step up and demonstrate their value. Amari Williams, for example, has shown flashes of his ability to protect the rim and contribute offensively in ways that go beyond scoring. His shot-blocking presence alone changes the way opponents attack the basket, forcing adjustments and creating opportunities for teammates. The lessons he is learning, how to position himself defensively, when to chase a block and when to box out, and how to read live situations, will only accelerate with more consistent exposure. Williams' growth is emblematic of a larger trend within the Celtics roster, developing players through real game experience, guided by thoughtful coaching and tactical experimentation. Watching him navigate different rotations, especially in small ball scenarios alongside players like Luka Garza or Jordan Walsh, provides insight into how the team is exploring diverse approaches to matchups. These experiments are not random. They are calculated trials designed to uncover the most effective combinations of size, speed, and skill. The Celtics' use of small ball lineups in particular has been a revelation, introducing a level of unpredictability that opponents struggle to counter. Shifting between traditional bigs and smaller, more agile lineups allows the team to vary tempo and spacing, disrupting defensive schemes and creating mismatches. Amari Williams' role in these scenarios is critical, as his rim protection gives the team confidence to play faster and more aggressively. Meanwhile, players like Jordan Walsh and Baylor Shyman contribute versatility, filling gaps in defense and offering playmaking options that keep the opposition on edge. This mix of adaptability and strategic innovation exemplifies the Celtics' commitment to evolving their style of play, blending traditional strengths with creative experimentation to maintain a competitive edge. The interplay between young talent and established stars remains a central theme, particularly in how it informs player development. Hugo Gonzalez, for instance, has demonstrated a high basketball IQ and defensive intensity that hints at future stardom. His ability to read plays, anticipate movements, and compete at a high level, even in limited minutes, suggests he could develop into a player capable of significant impact. The Celtics' approach, which balances immediate team needs with the gradual growth of prospects, ensures that players like Gonzalez and Williams receive the repetitions necessary to refine their skills without overwhelming them. Sending players to the G League for targeted development or giving them controlled minutes alongside veterans creates a feedback loop where lessons learned in practice and game scenarios reinforce each other, building confidence and competence simultaneously. Another critical aspect of the Celtics season has been managing high-pressure moments effectively. Defensive discipline, proper positioning during fouls, and understanding situational nuances are areas where incremental improvements can have outsized effects. Teaching players to foul on the downward dribble rather than allowing a player to gather for a shot, for example, demonstrates the level of attention to detail emphasized by the coaching staff. These refinements may seem small individually, but they collectively define a team capable of consistently executing under pressure. By instilling these habits early and reinforcing them through game experience, the Celtics create a culture of intelligent, disciplined basketball, ensuring that mistakes are minimized in critical moments while players continue to grow and adapt. As the season progresses, the Celtics' ability to integrate returning stars, nurture young talent, and experiment with lineup configurations will shape their trajectory. Tatum's eventual return represents more than just the addition of a high-caliber player. It is an opportunity to recalibrate rotations, solidify chemistry, and refine strategies in anticipation of the playoffs. By giving him time to ease back into competition and pairing him with complementary pieces like Jaylen Brown, the team can optimize both individual performance and overall cohesion. The lessons learned during this process about pacing, player combinations, and situational adjustments will inform not only the remainder of the current season, but also the foundation for future success. In parallel, the development of supporting players like Amari Williams continues to be a compelling subplot. Watching him navigate matchups, adapt to different defensive schemes, and contribute in moments of need underscores the importance of depth in the modern NBA. His progression illustrates how minutes gained during rotations, strategic experimentation, and thoughtful coaching can accelerate growth while preserving the integrity of the core roster. The Celtics' willingness to experiment with different lineup sizes, offensive spacing, and defensive rotations reflects an organizational philosophy that values adaptability, foresight, and long-term planning over short-term results. This approach not only benefits individual players, but also strengthens the team's overall resilience, ensuring they are equipped to handle the varied challenges of a full NBA season. But before we continue, please remember to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest news about the Boston Celtics. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. Whispers are swirling through the corridors of the NBA world, and Boston fans might want to sit down for this one. Could Malcolm Brogdon, the polished guard who has been making waves with the Washington Wizards, be plotting a homecoming to the very city that has watched its basketball heartbeat for decades? Sources close to the matter suggest that the Celtics front office has been quietly in talks, exploring ways to bring Brogdon back to a city where his name could resonate like a familiar rhythm in the TD Garden rafters. Brogdon, whose path has been anything but conventional, emerged from the University of Virginia as a 36th overall pick in the 2016 NBA draft, landing initially with the Milwaukee Bucks. From there, his professional journey has been marked by steady growth, versatility, and a work ethic that coaches rave about in hushed tones after practice sessions. Now, Whispers indicate that Boston could be more than just a stop on a trade board. It could be the stage for a real second act in Brogdon's career. The speculation is fueled not only by Brogdon's skill set, but also by the cultural fit. Known for his cerebral approach to the game, the guard has a knack for reading defenses and making the kind of plays that don't always make highlight reels but transform the flow of a game. Celtics fans, ever hungry for a mix of grit and precision, have reportedly been following every tweet, every hint, every quiet comment from team insiders, hoping for confirmation that a reunion could be on the horizon. Of course, no official announcement has been made, and some insiders caution that these are early days, negotiations could shift, and Brogdon's current role in Washington remains a key consideration. Still, the buzz is palpable. Social media threads are alive with speculation. Podcasts dissect every possible scenario, and local bars are imagining what the return of Brogdon could mean for Boston's championship aspirations. If the rumors hold any weight, the Celtics might be looking at more than a player. They could be courting a kind of symbolic homecoming, a familiar face stepping back into a city that appreciates the blend of intellect, toughness, and unassuming talent that Brogdon brings to the hardwood. For now, it's all talk and tension, a story developing quietly behind closed doors, waiting to either ignite into a blockbuster deal or fade into the ever-churning rumor mill of the NBA. Either way, one thing's certain. The very mention of Brogdon and Boston together is enough to get hearts racing. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Boston Celtics, please subscribe to our channel and give the video a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.